We back. We ain't stopping. We comfortable. We getting adjusted. Welcome to the bigger play where the rubber meets the road and we get straight to it. I want to let you know one thing right now, first and foremost. Nobody cares. Work harder. You heard what I said? Nobody cares. Work harder. I know last night you went through some things. You broke up with your significant other. People don't care. Keep going. I know you lost a best friend. Nobody cares. I know you're not making enough at your job. And you call your girlfriend to tell her, or you call your guy, your homeboy to let him know. They don't care. This is what I learned. People, you, if the shoe fit, wear it, but even you don't care. You're a POS. I've witnessed where a person can literally be at a stage in their life where they feel it's the worst stage that they ever could be in their life. But because they are dealing with their own personal circumstances and situations, they don't really care about what you're going through. This reality. I can't just care about you when I'm up. Bank account sitting on 65,000. Money coming in on a regular. My girl acting right. My kids acting right. My family in order. I can't care about your problems then. 3 years down the line, I'm losing everything. It's going bad. Homie just died on me. I'm crying, I'm struggling, I'm praying to God. I feel like I ain't getting no answers. And you come to me and you tell me about your problems, but here it is. I'm wallowing in what I'm going through. Do I really care? Nah. I talk to people, they be crying. They got these. They big eyeballs. They teeth in their mouth. They got their ears, they can hear. They got their eyes, they can see. They got their legs. Everything working. They still be yapping. That let me know that nobody really cares. Because I've witnessed people being out here blind, can't see, and a motherfucker ride past them, complaining after they see this person walking across the street. And people don't care. Dude in a wheelchair, Vietnam veteran, legs gone, and your ass crying, whining about the shit you going through, but you got both of your legs. I always wondered to myself, why people be so ungrateful? They don't care. They selfish, self-absorbed. Even you, if you fit this. I know you going through a lot. But the fact that you can have an example of somebody going through more than you and giving you enough peace for you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna be thankful even though I know what I'm going through. And you got a few, but we ain't talking about the few. We talking about the many. We talking about the masses. I'm sick of people not caring. And you're gonna reap what you sow. The fact that you don't care about the next man and you so self-absorbed and self-consumed with the things you going through, you don't even care that there's somebody right next to you going through way more. But because you consumed and you selfish, you can't even acknowledge the fact that you blessed. This what I noticed about people. Instead of people picking up the 17 or the 18 or the 1,000 different things that they blessed with, They'll focus on the several things that they don't have, which they think they should. You have to wake up every day rejuvenated, thankful, positive, uplifted. Regardless of what you're going through, and all of us gonna have our charge. We're gonna have those times where we go through certain things and we feel like nobody understands us. It ain't that nobody don't understand. People understand. They don't care. And if they do care, they don't care nowhere near what you think they care, how much you think they should care. They don't. If I'm over here going through it with my girl and you going through a divorce, how can we really, we can have the conversation and people might try to say what I'm saying is not true, but see, I don't speak generic stuff. I speak in real terms. People don't care. Grind harder. People don't care. Stay focused. People don't care. Keep going. This is where we are. This is where we have been. A person can look at somebody and see that they are doing worse than them. But they will go right back into thinking about their self-absorbed ways and they will start complaining. They do not care about you. What I can tell you is this. People going to judge you. They're going to criticize you. They're going to put you down. They're going to talk crazy. They're not going to have your back. They're going to talk about you behind your back. Okay? They're going to do everything under the sun because they're not living right and they don't have a balance. What you have to do is don't worry about the noise. You got to get up, work on you, work towards your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, follow your purpose. Find out what your purpose is if you don't know. Tap into that and keep it moving. And the good energy that's supposed to come your way, the good people that's supposed to come your way, they'll come. And those that's not for you, they'll fall by the wayside. They'll fall off. And ain't no telling who it may be. You can't worry about that. You just gonna look up one day and say, damn, whatever happened to James? And James might not necessarily be the person that don't got your back and don't care about you, but the fact you thought about James and James ain't here is gonna give you some sort of clarity. When you go and look at James and how he doing, and you talk to James, you're gonna get something called conviction. Okay? You're gonna get a conviction. And you're going to get something to corroborate whether your feelings about James is real or if your feelings about James is flawed. You know what conviction and corroboration means? Conviction means what you thought, something was shown to you for that to be true. Corroboration means the same thing. Somebody else says something to you and it makes sense to you because you're going through the same thing with this particular situation. Okay? Now, if they cap, and you got liars and they ain't no good, and you have to be able to have a certain level of discernment to differentiate between those. Because you got a lot of people that lie. And if enough people tell it, it could become the truth. It's a lying truth, it ain't a real truth. But because you ain't having your discernment and your character judgment turned on, you believing it to be what they saying it is, when in actuality it ain't. And it's a really, really sad thing. But we deal with that. But I'm here to tell you, you got to be realistic with yourself. And you got to know, nobody cares. Work hard. You think you working hard. I talk to people, they be like, man, I'm working hard. How you working hard because you doing 8 hours a day without a plan? Boy, your ass ain't doing no working hard. You working 8 hours a day without a plan. If you work 8 hours a day with a plan, that means eventually you won't be working no more 8 hours. That part. You working hard because you keep on going to work, working 8 hours, doing overtime, but you ain't got no plan. So yeah, you're going to feel overwhelmed because you can't see the light. But if you put a plan in place and you work toward that plan, you're going to be able to see something called a light. You're going to be able to see, man, I'm getting conviction and corroboration is happening to me, letting me know that what I'm working towards, I can see it. It don't matter how far away it is. It could be 7 years away. Yeah, 7. I know all y'all are young and y'all ain't got time, and y'all old and y'all ain't got time. Okay, well, keep crying. It could be, you could see it. You could feel it in your heart. And if you start working towards that, those 8 hours ain't going to be as overwhelming. Those 12 hours, they're not going to be as overwhelming because you see a light. Imagine if you don't have a plan. 8 hours a day. You start in your profession at 30 years old. You went to college, then go to college. You started your profession from 25 to 30. You 70. You got a decent pension. You didn't set yourself up to follow your dream. You just was a worker. And some people are gonna be a worker. Okay? You got a pension, you live in your life, you balance, you was able to raise a family, you have a balance. But your job didn't pay a whole lot of money, but it paid you a decent amount so you could be below the middle class. Because most people are gonna be poor or below the middle class. These are facts. But if you put a plan in order and you say, I want to follow this dream, I want to pursue this plan, that means you start at 25 and you work for the next 20. You 45, you work for the next 25 because you had a plan. You doing things toward that plan. So by the time you get it don't take this long. I'm just worst case scenario. You get to where you going at that point, you retired, you live in your truth, you live in your dream, and you're not counting on no pension. You're not counting on nobody else to pay you. You're doing it on your own. Because you done worked 25 years, 20 years towards your plan. And now whatever that dream was, it's happening. And your dream and your talent and your passion and your conviction and your work ethic will be very fruitful, regardless of what that fruit is. It's going to include different things. And the main one, which we all focus on and we cap on each other about, is finances. It's going to include that one because we're in a capitalist society. It's a fact. And Lord knows what you need to survive, live, strive, and thrive in this society. Okay? But it ain't going to come easy. And you lazy. And you worry about what everybody else saying and thinking about you. They don't care. You can't count on me. I'm not going to be able to save you. They don't care. Everybody ain't going to have a certain level of a conviction where they go feed the homeless and they genuinely got a good spirit about. That's fine. But how much caring can you do when you going through your own trauma? Ain't nobody going to understand when you lose your best friend, when you lose a parent, when you lose a spouse, when you lose a loved one, when you lose a brother. Ain't nobody no understanding. Even though they might have went through that. The fact that they went through it 7 years ago and God blessed them with time to learn how to live with it, that means they going to have a level of strength that you ain't going to have at that time. It's just a reality. Because what I've learned is so many people are self-absorbed and focused on their own. They do not care about a blind man in the street with a walker. They don't care about a person in the street with no legs. They don't care that you out there homeless. They don't care. We live in a world where we have enough intelligent people, so we should not have starving babies. There'll be people out here every day asking for food. If you realize certain things, you'll build a certain resilience. And it's sad what I'm saying, but it's true. It's very true. Certain things is happening when people feel, why does that got to happen? Because you don't care. Ain't no accountability. If you ever see somebody that's standing next to you and your eyes is working and theirs is not, what do you have to complain about? It's a simple question. But a person will absolutely complain because they living in a $500,000 mansion and somebody stole their AC. But the thing is, they could afford to go to the bank, take out $7,500 and get a new AC unit, and they good. But they'll cry and yell about that. You only gonna get a few that really love and care about you in this life. And if you cherish them, that can lead to some amazing relationships. But in the big broad scheme of things, you complain when it's somebody next to you that's doing bad, down bad. And you know it, and you might talk about them behind your back. Whether it's you or not, you get what I'm saying. So the next time you thinking about being ungrateful and complaining, understand that somebody always worse than you. So when you're going through what you're going through, you make sure you keep going. You block all the noise out, block it out, and you just keep going. And I want to send out some love to the universe, some love to those that understand nobody cares. And I want to send some love to those that feel that, man, I'm on my own and don't nobody care. I want to send some love to you because the real ones understand the fact that we've been through some personal things together and we really embraced that and we made it through it, or we trying to make it through it, because a lot of stuff you ain't gonna make it through it. You're gonna learn to live with it, and you're gonna live the rest of your days learning to live with the fact that you lost some of the closest people to you, or that you got to deal with some ailments that'll never go away, or just in general. Life gonna life. You got to deal with that. So the person that know, man, I feel their pain because I went through that. I don't know exactly what their pain is, but I got a small synopsis. If I had some love in my heart, I feel their pain because that's what I went through when I was going through what I was going through. But I'm not in their shoes right now to even be able to put myself. I ain't finna be able to pull them up out their shoes and put myself in their body to deal with it. People don't care. Get tight with God. Get tight within yourself. And know that you need to focus, follow your purpose, and keep going. And everything gonna come around you, the right energy that's gonna need to connect with you in your life and your surroundings, it's gonna happen. But counting on somebody else, nah. You. Count on you. And your connection with the universal principles, God. Count on that. And you'll be all right. Don't make excuses. Get to work. If you want those things, get to work. We all got problems. Major. We ain't got little bitty. We got major problems. We're dealing with trauma. Kids missing. Y'all know what we dealing with out here. Innocent people getting unalived. Leaving quicker than they. Keep going. Work hard. See you tomorrow. All right.